Do you want a growth culture? I know you do, because a growth culture will really help you create the kind of impact that you want in the world, in your marketplace, profitability, freedom, whatever it is you're striving for. A growth culture is what you need. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about what a growth culture is, but I'm going to give you some insight into what you can really do about it. When you think about your business, I want you to think about it from three perspectives. It's you driving this forward, it's your team, and your systems. If you get those three things right in your business, you as the leader, the team working, and the systems inside this. If you work for a really large company and you have a team of people, it's you, your team, and the systems. And no matter what you're facing, if you have those things aligned, you can create tremendous impact and move forward with new strides. Now, this model is really simple. I wanted to create something really top level so that you could really understand what it is. Now, the systems behind this are very important, which I've already created a video around that. But you won't get that for a few days. The you inside this is absolutely critical to this, and you'll get that in a few days as well. But the first thing we're going to go through here is your team. Because if you want a growth culture, what I believe is you've got to put your employees first. You've got to create a place for them that they want to work. They want to get the work done, not just because they're doing it out of responsibility. They do it because they have a sense of ownership. I study hypergrowth companies, and I've studied the Inc. 5000 and the leaders behind this, and those leadership and the culture and the questions and everything I've gone into this really have zeroed in on one thing. If you have one thing right in your business, is the employees feel like owners inside the business. That means every project they do, they are coming to it like they're an owner, or the customer experience, or the money that they're spending, or whatever it is that they're facing. They can see how they're contributing to the success. They see how they're growing inside the company. Now, I'm starting with team here because this model is very important. If you get all of these things right, if you are aligned with the team and the systems, you guys can do anything. But you've got to get the team aligned. Now, I want to look at this really deeply for just a moment. The team aspect of this Venn diagram is really one of the most important pieces to this. Because if you run your business well, you don't have to be there all the time looking over them. You don't have to command and control. You don't have to be driving them. You do all of those things and they can run with it for you. That's the idea of having a team. When you have strengths, you hire people around you with diversity of thought, with diversity of skill set, and diversity of strategies that they bring to the business. And you allow them to come together to do this. Now, there's two real critical points here of really that come involved, but in this diagram, the first one is how you and your team interact. And the key there is communication. Everything you want to do is about the communication. This means not just the talking and the telling them what to do. This means about the listening. And actually, it's more important about the listening than it is about the telling. Because if you create ownership inside this, then they actually don't need to be told how to do it. They will figure that out themselves. They will own it. And that's the key to having a team and having the right kind of communication behind this. You will actually have to coach them instead of just directing them. You will have to ask more questions than telling them what to do. And it may be out of your pattern, or maybe you're already doing this. So I would challenge you to do a better job with this, because there is so many people inside companies that don't feel heard, don't feel appreciated, don't feel connected to what the business is doing. And your job as a leader to communicate that through those conversations, through those coaching experiences that you have with them. And asking those questions are really critical. And if you get that right, you're much more closer to that alignment that you need for a growth culture. Now, the other point is between the systems, and this really is about empowerment. Now, I feel like a lot of companies are empowering people to do the work because that's about getting it done, but they're not empowering them to actual fail. And what I mean by that is, have you asked your employees about what did they fail at this week? What are they actually doing that is against the normal set of of steps that they normally do to get new results. Because if you want to create breakthrough success, if you want to innovate inside your space, you've got to be willing to empower your employees to come up with systems that will create those breakthroughs. And you can't be driving that alone. You want your team to do it. So you want to empower them to actually fail. You want to empower them to create systems for the breakthrough. And if you get all this right, you will have a very strong company that is able to grow through anything that's faced in front of it. Now, I believe that because this is very top level, it's a very simple diagram, but it also just makes so much sense with the companies I work with. I study the hypergrowth companies, the Inc. 5000. A lot of my clients are the Inc. 5000, and it's some companies that want to be on the Inc. 5000 as well, but I'm helping them understand how to show up as a leader, how to engage with the team, and how to create systems that create a growth culture. And that, my friends, is exactly what I want to do for you. And that's where I put this content together. So make sure you subscribe to Leaders in the Trenches, or you can go to HyperGrowth.tips, anything that you want to. Just keep getting this information. If you subscribe, it'll keep coming to your phone. And I'd love to be able to share more insights from you, from my journeys from the road, from in the trenches with these leaders. Pun intended there. So if you have any questions about this, make sure you reach out to me. As always, lead with courage, and I'll see you next time.